why most workout plans fail. Microplastics attacking my manhood. And then I've sent myself a text. So now I've got her number. I go home and I send 10 pics. ¿Qué pasa, ninjas? We're going straight in, no kissing with this video. So I'm just gonna record my workout and sort of talk you through it. So without further ado, let's go. So I'm starting off 5 sets of behind the neck pull-ups. I'm going for a volume PR. So I'm hoping to get 4 sets of 9 and then 1 set of 8. So here we go. Now the reason I'm doing behind the neck pull-ups is past few months, like I've been experiencing some shoulder pain when I was doing regular pull-ups, and I believe based off of this exercise alleviating that pain, I believe it was maybe an extra tightness in my front deltoid bicep. So just doing that, because a lot of people hate on the behind the neck movements, whether it's overhead press, like behind neck press or behind neck pull-ups, but I found for me it really helps stretch out that anterior, or you know, your front delt. So yeah, that's why I do it. I don't usually rest too long for these body weight only exercises because I'm trying to keep the volume condensed, and that way I can track my progression. So as long as I don't really want to be taking more than a minute's rest in between sets. So I'll go for set 2 now. Boom, flying, mate. Feel like Superman, mate. Gringo Ninja. Stay hydrated. And keep the bottle in the shade so I don't consume, or at least mitigate, any microplastics attacking my manhood. Another thing, you're definitely going to hear me taking very deep breaths. That's a conscious thing. I'm not going to go into like the nerdy nitty gritty. Obviously oxygen, and when you're breathing, you're cycling the lactic acid out of your, you know, the muscles, right? So it's a good idea to take big deep breaths before each rep to give yourself the best possible chance of completing the rep. Lean and mean, mate. Joking, I'm not mean. Just lean, you know what I mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's off, let's go. Last set. So I probably could have gone for 9 there, but it's actually quite, especially when you're advanced like me. I've been training a long time, and I'm also currently in a bit of a deficit, so you got to manage your recovery, especially when you're very lean like me. So I'd rather save that, you know, extra bit in the tank, because if you push it, you're probably going to pay for it down the line in terms of, you know, another lift is gonna is gonna suffer, like I'm doing dips next, or you know, it might really spike up your appetite, which obviously is just gonna make staying in a deficit harder. So I'm happy to take that small win, even though I felt like I had more left in the tank. I know that I'm on good track to still progress, you know, the next week when I hit this same exercise. So I'm just about to get started. I'm just about to get started with my dips, my first set and my warm-up. But what I also wanted to briefly touch on is why most workout plans fail. If you saw my last video, I briefly broke that down, because if you watch my workouts, you notice that they're not very comprehensive, right? They're the bare bones, but every single exercise pushes the needle, right? Every single exercise, I'm getting a huge bang for my buck, because these are the compound movements. So I'm building muscle in multiple areas at the same time, and developing that kind of strength in those movement patterns is far more applicable to real life, making you more of just a well-rounded athlete. But yeah, the reason most workout plans fail is people are they're overthinking, overanalyzing, and trying to over-optimize. They're thinking, you watch all these science bros, right? Let's call them. I'm not going to name any names, but they're so fixated on, oh, this study, and this study, and this says if you do a bicep curl, overhead cable curl, then that, you know, that recruits more muscle fibers than a close grip chin up. Well, that's all well and good, but I've only got so many hours in a day, right, to get everything I want to get done. All right, I'm not a bodybuilder, but I've got decent physique, decent arms, right? I don't do no curls, okay? I'm just strong at weighted pull-ups. So you just need the basics, right? As Alex Pereira's coach said, basics win championships. And that's a quote I've used for a video title because it's so true. Not just in working out, but everything in life, right? But anyway, I'll get onto my set. But if you want to learn more about how to get in shape from home, you want a community, and you want to eventually be able to hop on live video calls with me once the community is up and, you know, it's got enough people in to justify me doing that, then more info in the link below. Go check it out. And also another thing I think I should mention is I'm not Instagram big, right? You see all these guys, they're on loads of pharmaceuticals. They look ridiculous. Human bodies are not supposed to look like that, right? It's inefficient for your cardiovascular system. It doesn't make sense from a survival standpoint to be able to hold that much muscle mass, that much size. Right, I've been training since I was 15, so I've almost been training for plus a whole lot. You know, I've done sports all my life, so I've trained all my life. But let's say actually in the gym, like understanding progressive overload, I've been doing that since I was 15. Right, I'm only 170 pounds, but I'm just very lean. That's all you need. You see all these guys, Hollywood, in these movies, these guys don't weigh too much, right? Obviously, nowadays a lot of them do end up hopping on pharmaceuticals, but you don't need to be 200 pounds to look like extremely in shape, you know. 170 pounds, I'm just under 6 feet tall. I've probably got maybe a little bit more room for muscle, but you know, you're gonna stand out. People might call me small on if I was to start posting on Instagram, but who cares? In the real world, you're top. If you're 170 pounds, 10% body fat, you're top 1% of the population in terms of your physique and your discipline. That's only going to carry over into other aspects of your life. You know, the physique speaks for you. It conveys discipline. It conveys an ability to stick to something for years on end and see it through, to stay consistent, right? These are valuable traits that employers or just, you know, individuals that you want to develop a relationship with, these are quality traits that people are innately attracted to, not just in terms of like a romantic male-female dynamic, but just in any relationship. You get me? 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm trying to go to the very edge of any kind of fatigue when I'm during my warm-up sets. So I don't want to be tired or have my muscles be sore whatsoever. I want to save that for my working sets. There's a reason I specifically did the pull-ups first before the pushing. It's always advantageous to do your pulls before your pushes. Get all your back muscles pumped, your shoulder girdle warmed up. That's gonna mitigate any potential injury risks, right? Like I said, I've been in the gym or what have you, training, resistance training properly for almost 10 years. Never once had a shoulder injury, right? So I know a thing or two, yeah? Okay, first working set, 36 kilos. I'm gonna shoot for 8 to 10 reps in it. I reckon I can get 10, you know what I mean? I did 40 kilo for 12 last week, so it shouldn't be too, but just starting off, like I said earlier, you don't have to push it when you're advanced. It's not always the best thing to push, right? You can save yourself that progression for the next week and the next week and the next week and give your body more time to adjust. So I'll probably just go for 8, to be honest. Beautiful. Right, there's another thing I actually wanted to cover, because I was out with my mate one day and he went, you know what, mate, you should be one of them red pill YouTubers that give dating advice. So I thought I'd give you some 10-10 Riz pointers, okay? This is 100% serious. So imagine you're a bird, you're sat down, we're in Spain, and I walk past and I want to Riz you up. Just imagine that scenario, okay? Now, let me redo that. Hola, guapa. Mi English is very bad. Necesito hablar con mi amigo. ¿Puedo usar tu teléfono? ¿Sí? Ok, vale, perfecto. Okay, so I've taken a phone for you who don't know Spanish. I've got a phone. I'm gonna put my number in. So I've tricked her. I'm a genius. I've tricked her. Huh. She thought I was gonna try and call my friend because I needed, you know, as an emergency. No. She gave her phone over. I put my number in. And then I've sent myself a text. So now I've got her number. Okay? And then this is the important step. I go home and I send 10 dick pics. And now she's head over heels in love. So yeah, just some Riz tips for you lot, yeah? Set 3. Right, final set. Oh, If you like the video, show me some love. Come on, I've been grinding away for years. Years! So like, subscribe, share, comment, let me know what you think. And once again, shameless plug, if you want to learn more about getting lean, staying lean, getting in the best shape of your life from home, want to join a community where you can post check-ins, eventually, once the community is at a decent size, you'll be able to have access to me, ask me questions on a live 1 hour call every week. So yeah, if that sounds interesting to you, check out the link below, and maybe I'll see you inside. If not, no problem, but if so, sweet. All right, see you in the next video. Bosh.